Hello and welcome to Akindi. In this video, I'll show you how to get started with Akindi paper assessments. We will go over how to set up the assessment with automatic question scrambling, print, scan, and upload the bubble sheets, and analyze your assessment and your students' performance. If your institution uses a learning management system such as Canvas, Moodle, Brightspace, or Blackboard, you may already use Akindi through that integration. If not, you'll need to create an Akindi account directly. To get started, click on Create Assessment. You have two options. You can either import an existing doc file which contains your question content, or you can start with a blank document. In this video, we are going to upload an existing file. Click Import Questions. Choose the file you want to upload. Click Upload. When importing your file, the correct answers should be bolded, highlighted, or indicated with an asterisk in your Word document, so Akindi can automatically set this as the answer key. If needed, you can later adjust the correct answers inside Akindi. Click the assessment title to name the assessment. Click on Instructions to add instructions. If you want to create a cover page, you can add the cover page content in this area as well. As you can see, Akindi has already detected the correct answers based on how you formatted your document. If you'd like to edit your answer key, you can simply click the bubble to reassign the correct answer, and click the bubble again to deselect. To adjust the advanced marking for the questions, click on the selection toggle. You can choose to award exact marks, partial marks, or either or marks for multi-select questions. To make bulk changes, hover next to the assessment title, click the All square, and bulk changes can be made the toggle down here. Akindi is able to support images, tables, as well as question groups. Images can be inserted into Akindi through copy and paste or drag and drop if you have the image file. Question groups are automatically identified by Akindi when you import the document. Akindi is able to recognize phrases such as, use the image below to answer the following X amount of questions. When placed in a question group, Akindi will not scramble the questions or separate these questions from each other. Question groups are identified using the gray dotted line, which will go around the whole group. When you're happy with your assessment, you're now ready to move to the scrambling portion. Click Next to move to the next step. Choose how many versions of this assessment you want to create. Akindi will automatically scramble the questions for each version. You can preview each version here. To see the mapping of each scrambled version, click Show Mapping. This will show you how each question is scrambled and how it maps against each other and the original document. When you're ready, click Next. Select the bubble sheet that best suits your assessment. Unused bubbles will be ignored automatically. You can choose to pre-fill any of your students' information, as well as customize the header with the assessment, course, and student names. When you're happy with your bubble sheets, click Next. You are now ready to print and download your assessment and your scrambled assessments. You can adjust the margins, the font size, and the line spacing. If you would like a separate cover sheet, this toggle will create a separate cover sheet for you. And you can also preview all your scrambled assessments. When you click Download, you'll receive a zip file containing versions of the scrambled content, the original question content, and the blank bubble sheets. You'll want to download and save these PDFs onto your computer to print. You can print your bubble sheets using any printer and any regular sized white paper. To ensure a smooth user experience, make sure the four corner squares and the QR code are printed clearly. Once your assessment has been administered and your bubble sheets have been collected back from your students, you are now ready to scan the sheets. You can use any type of scanner to scan the bubble sheets. There is no need to sort the bubble sheets or orientate them. Akindi will do all of that for you. To upload your scanned bubble sheets, log back into Akindi. Click Upload Response Sheets. Select the PDF file of your scans. Akindi typically takes 1 to 2 seconds to process each bubble sheet. It is right now looking for the corner squares and the QR code and will surface anything it is unsure how to grade, like missing student IDs or missing versions or vague or unclear question bubbles for you to digitally resolve. So instead of you needing to manually dig through bubble sheets to find these errors, Akindi is catching any issues or errors in the bubbles for you to review, all done within a couple of minutes. Now Akindi has finished uploading your bubble sheets. It has brought a summary of all the different exceptions that it needs you to review. Click Review and Fix to fix these exceptions. This is the Review and Fix tab. Here are all the uncertain bubbles that Akindi has pulled from your assessment. The first exception is a student ID. In this case, this student has incorrectly bubbled in their student ID number. To clear this, simply type in the student's name, press Enter to assign that sheet to the student. This student here also incorrectly bubbled in their student number. You can also clear this using student ID number. The next type of exception is the version code. If you're running a multi-version assessment, students need to self-indicate which version they are writing. In this case, this student did not fill in their version bubble, so Akindi does not know which answer key to mark this assessment against. To assign a version to the student, select the version in the drop-down menu. Akindi will also provide you with a summary of which version it thinks the student has written based on their marks. This is the student response exception. These are exceptions that Akindi is unsure whether the response have been correctly bubbled in. The key here is to match the bubbles with what your student has written. In situations where students have used a pen or has changed their mind, they can cross out the bubble that they have decided is not the correct answer. Akindi will still pull this up for you to review. In this case, you will deselect the bubble that has been crossed out. Akindi reads contrasts, so if a bubble is filled in too lightly, Akindi is unsure if it's actually filled. It will call this as an exception for you to review. Again, you want to make sure that the bubble you select matches what the student has written. You are now ready to view your results. Akindi combines analytics across all versions and displays it with the question content. You can quickly understand what the question is and how students across all versions performed. This is the Overview tab. On the left-hand side, you'll see the average results for this assessment. By default, the questions will be displayed in the original question order. You can sort the questions by hardest or easiest. Below that is the discriminatory score, which indicates how well a question performed between high-performing students and low-performing students. You can sort these questions by the most effective or the least effective. You can edit the answer key by clicking on the question to update the answer. Deselect the incorrect answer and select the correct one. Akindi will automatically regrade your assessment and update the assessment average. This is the Graphs tab. It gives you a further breakdown of your assessment, including your grade distribution. This is the Response tab. It gives you the further breakdown of each individual student's response to each individual question. You have the student's first and last name, their mark, as well as their responses. If you have a component of your assessment that includes short answers or written responses, you can enter those hand-graded marks into Akindi. Click the Enter Hand-Graded Marks button. enter the highest possible mark for this portion of the assessment. This is the speed enter for entering students' hand-graded marks. You can either enter it alphabetically and using the up-down arrow on your keyboard move between the students, or you can search by student name. Click enter to enter the mark. Click enter again to return to the search bar. Click enter to enter the mark. Click enter to return to the search bar. Once you have entered your students' hand-graded marks, click save, and you'll notice a new column has been added to your response chart. You can also enter your students' hand-marked grades here as well. Double-click, click enter to move on to the next student, and click Save Changes to save these marks. If your Akindi is linked to a learning management system, when you send your grades to your learning management system gradebook, Akindi will send the total grades. Once you're happy with your marks, you can click Send Grades to send your grade to your learning management system gradebook, or if you'd like to export this data, under Actions, you can choose to download the CSV file of your students' responses, deliver the student report through email or your learning management system, or to download the corrected sheets onto your device as a PDF document. Congratulations, you have created and ran your Akindi paper assessment. If you ever need any support, Akindi support team can be reached using this intercom bubble to send us a live message. Our support team will be happy to answer any of your questions.